Talking about guys, bloody hell, Tyler the Creator. Don't Tap That Glass. I listened to the album over the last week or so. Big up Tyler the Creator for being fucking amazing and dropping his album on Mondays so that you have an entire week to actually listen to the album, play it in the gym, play it during your commute, play it when you're out doing your fucking groceries and whatever else it may be, and just kind of sit with the album and then obviously go out, you'd imagine, and party to it on the weekend or play it out with your friends and shit. Like, it really gives you a time to digest it. I'm not too sure if that's just me, but I felt as if like I digested this album and I took it in way better than I did in previous albums that use, or most albums that drop on Friday. So big up for Tyler for going back to the old school and dropping songs or albums on Mondays. Also big up to Tyler for dropping this album during a fucking tour. If I'm not mistaken, he's on a world tour currently for Chromacopia, the album he put out fucking last year. And if I'm not mistaken, that tour ends in like September or October or some shit. So this guy is still on tour with Chromacopia and he's deciding while on tour to put together an entire album. You know, Tyler, when it comes to albums, he has a whole fucking theme, artistic thing he does in terms of these avatars and personalities and characters that he adopts and whatever else it may be. He creates this whole world around these albums. So it's amazing that he's able to do this whilst he's promoting and pushing a current album that he's promoting now. This album, I guess you would deem it to be a more of a dance, music friendly album. You'd imagine it would be his most club friendly type of album. And I guess the title as well, from what I can understand of it, comes from the idea of kind of putting down your phone and kind of really living in the moment and dancing. I think he mentioned in the particular actually post here, I'm going to read out some of the motivations behind making the music with this post that he put out on social media, which I thought was really timely, especially considering this conversation that everyone's having within the dance music world or electronic music world, club space, about the need of eradicating phones from the dance floor. And as you guys know, I cover a lot of the kind of music stuff. I cover a lot of the stuff concerning Innovisions and shit and other type of collectives and just in general DJs performing in certain places. And I've noticed, especially in certain locations and certain genres, EDM and tech house and shit, there's been an increase in the amount of people recording sets on the dance floor and not even just enjoying and dancing anymore, especially when it comes to kind of music sets. Like a lot of these DJ sets are just people just staring directly at the DJ and not dancing in slightest, which kind of takes away from the whole point of being these type of places and being on a dance in the first place. So big up fucking Tyler Creator for recognizing that. Maybe he recognized it at his shows because he makes really danceable, fun music that you can kind of move your body to. So maybe he's noticed an increase in people just standing there recording, which is probably what kind of maybe inspired and supported his music or his album. But he did provide a bit of a blurb that kind of gave us an idea on what went behind this album, courtesy of what I'm going to read to you here. It says, I asked some friends why they don't dance in public, and some said because of the fear of being filmed. I thought, damn, a natural form of expression and certain connection they have with music is now a ghost. It made me wonder how much of a human spirit got killed because of the fear of being a meme, all for having a good time. I just got back from a listening party for this album, and man, was it one of the greatest nights of my life. 300 people, no phones allowed, no cameras, just speakers and a sweatbox. Everyone was dancing, moving, expressing, sweating. It was truly beautiful. I played the album from front to back twice. It felt like that pent up energy finally got released and we craved the idea of letting more of it out. There was a freedom that filled the room, a ball of energy that might not translate to every speaker that plays this album. But man, did that room nail it. This album was not made for sitting still, dancing, driving, running. Any type of movement is recommended to maybe understand the spirit of it only at full volume. Don't tap the glass. I fucking love it personally. So big up Tyler the Creator. I think he went with, especially the kind of the persona character thing that he went with kind of reminded me of like 90s, I don't know what's his name, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J type of thing, the exaggerated rope chain, the hat with the fucking glass on the thing, the mustache, like even the glasses, the gazelles. I love it, man. The topless frame, he fucking killed it. Really did killed it. And I remember as well, I think what's his fucking name, the other rapper as well, he did something where he kind of was exaggerated with big hands as well. But big up Tyler. But when it comes back to the album, my favorite track from this album, there's a lot of great tracks from it, by the way. It's 30 minutes long, I think 29 minutes in length. Is it 8 tracks, 10 tracks in total? One of my favorite tracks on here is number 9, I'll Take Care of You, featuring Yebba. maybe it's the piano bit, the symphony, or the piano melody. It kind of reminds me of a Frank Ocean melody. I forgot what it is. Is it She or one of those songs? It kind of reminds me similar of it, but Tyler's got a way of creating bridges. Like, I don't think there's anyone that does it better. Like, I really want him. Maybe he's already done it in his discography. He would maybe credit one of them to be those type of things. But I would love for him to work with an R&B artist or to make a quintessential front to back R&B album, because his ability to make that sound, to like recreate that sound from like the 90s, early 2000s R&B, which again is inspired by his idol Pharrell and what they did with Neptunes back in those type of era, is so unprecedented. And he does it in such a fresh way as well, like his own unique way. But the way he's able to put those melodies together, this tone of it, honestly, that shit made me want to levitate. It's so fucking good. I'll Take Care of You when the bridge comes on, like Yebba coming on, like God almighty. I think Yebba was also featured on the Diddy album. That should have been more well received, but it happened during I think he dropped the album during the whole Cassie thing. But that album that was all red and shit, I think Yebba's on that album as well. But Jesus Christ, I'll Take Care of You, like fucking phenomenal. And of course this album I think is written, mastered, fucking mixed, mastered, produced by fucking Tyler 2 on all the fucking records. He absolutely fucking kills it. And I really do implore you to check it out. It's one of my favorite albums that's dropped already this year. On top of what he dropped previously last year in Chrome's Carbon Copia, I fucking love it. And again, just to consider that he's doing this during a fucking world tour. Like honestly, I'm complaining about sometimes, or like I have a mental complaint where I'm moaning in my head, not out loud, where I'm moaning in my head about being burnt out and shit. And here's Tyler while on a world tour creating a whole entire EP album that he's putting out while he's doing it. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is his 11th studio album or something. Fucking crazy. So let's really also the blurb here from Genius says, Don't Touch That Glass marks Tyler Creator's 9th studio album already, man. His discography is fucking phenomenal. His October 2024 release Chromacopia, the album, just like his previous album Chromacopia, breaks a 2-year project release window on odd numbered years. The album is the first released by Tyler via his social media pages on July 18th, when he posted the image of himself holding a trumpet with a text that said July 21st. The following days Tyler posted 2 more images to social media again with a text July 21st. And I love that, by the way. I love that he takes I guess I'd call it the Apple approach. You know, when Apple announce something, most likely the thing is you can actually purchase it and hold it in your hand by the end of the week. I think we have to give them a lot of credit for doing so, because I feel like we now call out a lot of these shitty startups or companies, tech companies that try and launch a project and just get your money up front for pre-orders in order to make the item, whereas Apple slave away in the studios and the offices, make something, present it to you at one of their fucking conferences, and it's usually available by the end of the week. So you have to give him credit for doing that. And I love Tyler for doing exactly the same thing. He has this good rollout for his albums, but it's usually him just saying, hey, it's about to drop. You get fucking excited, drops, and it fucking does kind of numbers. If I'm not mistaken, when it comes to first week sales, which shouldn't matter anyway, don't mistake me, but I'm pretty sure I saw somebody say that he's on track for like 200,000 copies first week. 200,000 copies first week, and this was like a surprise album, dropped within the fucking week of him announcing it. Fucking insane, man. Like Tyler really has the best. He probably has the best position as an artist, I feel like, nowadays in modern culture. He has the right amount of like mainstream popularity, but he's still very much tapped into like the underground, and he still feels like the guy that you're kind of got introduced to through Odd Future and shit, back in the days. You kind of still feel like he's that guy. He's obviously gone way clearer being that guy. He surpassed everything he did there in the past, and he's clearly doing amazing things now. But he still kind of feels like that guy that you discovered on blog pages and shit, wearing Supreme and Vans scribbled over and stuff. It's pretty amazing how he's been able to keep that balance, man. It's really fucking cool. Fans expected the date would mean release of Sticky music video, which was teased by Tyler back in January. It wouldn't be until the 18th of August, or July, sorry, when golfwine.com was locked under a password. A few hours later, the website was open again, and all merch being taken up on the site, and the only thing available was Don't Tap That Glass. Later, a website was also discovered called Don't Tap That Glass. We had merchandise in the album. On July 18th, the post made by Complex Music made a Twitter showing his post tracklist for Don't Tap That Glass. Is the merch still available, by the way? Because the merch was also pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't actually mind the merch too much. Let's enter here. I love that. Don't Tap That Glass. Is that maybe? I wonder if that's available as a must too. What do we have here? We have a vinyl, which I saw people using, by the way. It's clear vinyl. It looks fucking phenomenal. There's also a physical CD available. There's a t-shirt with the Don't Touch That Glass character also available there. There's also, what is that, an ashtray? What is that? What is this specifically? Oh, that's where you, that's another page. I'm not sure what that is, but maybe that's a mystery box. There's also a hat. Oh, there's Don't Touch That Glass box, actually. That's what I mean. Sorry, my bad. It says Don't Touch That box, by the way. There's a hat box here. What's the hat? Okay, is this like a, what is this? Is this like a random? I don't know what that is, but there's also a video released that he put out for Stop Playing With Me. And number 1, it says body movement, no sitting still. These are rules for listen to Don't Touch That Glass. 2, only speaking glory, leave your baggage at home, and Don't Touch That Glass. Fucking phenomenal. Again, I'm used to this already from the clubs I go to as well, with the covering of the phones and shit. But I love that this is becoming a thing within like dance music in general. And I'm also in love that how, like, I don't know why, I feel like in recent years again, I feel like there's been a ramping up of this background, the wrinkled paper background in Photoshop or in graphic design and whatever else it may be in general. I feel like people are starting to reuse or bringing back this wrinkled paper thing. I used to use it all the time back in the day, but I feel like now, more than ever, this fucking crinkled paper texture background thing is becoming popular again. Not sure what's happened, but big up the wrinkly paper making a fucking background again in terms of textures. And there's actually a review here. Let's check out Pitchfork. Pitchfork gave it a 7.7. And what did Stereogum give it in terms of a review? What did they give numbers on their reviews? What did they give it? Let's scroll down here. What did Stereogum give it? They didn't say nothing, did they? But Stereogum did review it. But let's actually read Pitchfork. Let's see what Pitchfork said about it. This is courtesy of Pitchfork, their review for Don't Touch That Glass, written by a person called Stephen Kuros. What did that person say here? Let's see. They said, wallflowers aren't welcome here. Number 1, body movement, no sitting still. Tyler Creator instructs the opening in the seconds of his 9th studio album, laying out the first rule of the dance sanctum. It's a funny command, considering all the crowd surfing and moshing his music tends to stroke. This also is a matter of deep grooves and hyperactive polyrhythms. Look at Pitchfork using these big words that are essential for the catalogue that his beloved chord progressions. But dancing like sex is a specialized and unique form of motion. Tyler spends the madcap Don't Tap That Glass rewiring his sound to tease out the difference between responding to music and expressing yourself through it. Like GNX, The Age of Pleasure, Don't Tap That Glass is an exercise in restraint from the known maximalist. The runtime is a brisk 28 minutes, which I love, by the way. Big up the 10-track listing. It kind of reminds me of that peak era of Kanye, where he was putting out albums that were only 10 tracks, very concise, no fluff, to get rid of the fucking fat, straight to the fucking point, no fucking fade outs. The runtime is a brisk 28 minutes, with half of the songs running under 3 minutes, and the longest really being just 2 tracks stitched together. And unlike Tyler's albums, there's no concept. Sure, he's 80s rapper cosplay on the cover, shirtless, sporting a thick dookie chain. Okay, they're calling it a dookie chain. I thought it was called a rope chain, but okay. Chunky rings and a tomato red leather pants. But he's more invested in recreating the playful and horn dog mood of Big Daddy Kane. That's what I said. Yeah, he gave me Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J and 2 Live Crew record, then channeling those rappers swaggering larger life personas. Tyler skitters through assorted sounds of decade, including electro, synth funk, disco, and Miami bass, not to reinvent himself, but to get lost. Again, I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like his interpretation of what dance music is, because I'd imagine well, Tyler's an interesting individual, because I don't really think he actually goes to nightclubs. I don't think he's a clubber. Obviously, he's a sober guy as well. So he's probably got a different idea and perspective and view of what he would imagine a club space to be like, or what he would love to hear in the club space. Or maybe you're just approaching it from a whole different sensibility and kind of view. So I do like how he channeled what club music sounds like to him, what dance music sounds like to him, and I think he did a really good job in doing so. It continues. None of the resulting songs turn out to be sticky and emotionally rich as his best work. Again, I don't think that's going to be necessary, because he's creating this literally during a tour. But the record rips through strains of dance music with a mixed master fluency. Although Tyler is not a dancehall native, the shoes fit. His music tends to play open spaces, the skate park, the bike trail, the festival stage, the sports car with the windows down. Even his misanthropic work with Old Future Days, while dyspeptic and insular, evoked the endless openness of dreams, nightmares, and match. Here's all encompassing, all about compression, cramming the arrangement with melodies and rhythms, rapping in quick fire spatters, and constant transition. I personally love that for that regard. I don't like that. I like that he didn't try and go into this with an overly dialed in theme and whatever else it may be. It was just about an expression, and he channeled it. I think he actually mentioned it at one of his listening parties. He actually just wanted, he had a feeling, he wanted to express it without having many layers to it. I'm sure with him being a serious artist in that regard, he would probably really want to get into the weeds of it and dial it down. But he just wanted to get that idea out of his mind onto a fucking record, onto an album, and he did it. And I think that should be heralded, especially during the fucking midst of a world tour. Opener Big Poe plays like a sampler to his idol Pharrell's discography. There's In My Mind era rap from Tyler and Skateboard P himself, dusty nerd drums, blaring synths, and even a sample of Neptune produced Pastor Courvoisier Part 2. All the songs feel pressure cooked in that way, humid, bubbling, and enclosed. I've never heard Tyler's song in a club, but this might change that. To be fair, I've played a lot of Tyler songs in the club. Obviously, most of it's during fucking graveyard shift in clubs where no one's fucking there, but for the most part, I have, and they sound fucking phenomenal. So, if this becomes a thing going forward, that'd be great. But he's made loads of tracks that are like crazy high fucking BPM that could easily be playing tracks, or even some of the slower shit as well as a kind of bridge. I sometimes like to do that when you're playing in a set and you're fucking, you know, you're in the kind of mood of things, swing of things. It's kind of sometimes a good way to kind of have the, you know, dance floor take a break, allow people to kind of get a breather, go do a bump, get some water, by kind of, you know, channeling down some things or toning it down a bit, instead of playing some R&B, playing some gospel in between. I love to do that sort of shit, and I think Tyler's usually a good person to go to because he has loads of different inspirations and sounds that go into some of these music, from R&B to gospel to country to fucking disco rock, whatever. You can always play and it fits in really well. Personally, I love it. Tyler seems intent to taking a breather from the extensive soul-bearing rumination of last year's Chromacopia. The challenges of settling into his 30s dominated that record, which turned his musings on parenthood, relationships, and fears of sprawling sound collages. The Tyler on Don't Tap That Glass is more single-minded, keen to fuck, flex, and goof off. Repeating the album title across the record, he seems to be saying, "Enjoy the music, leave me alone." He remains a chameleonic maestro despite the wheel distance. He's Randia Funk Terrier, sugar on my tongue, happily munching box over shimmering synths and sprinkling King's drum. Don't need no air, I stay down there till I fade, he vows, ad-libbing theatrical, girl I'm dead for extra horny oomph. He sings most of his Ring Ring, the last entry in his growling collection of songs about misconnections and a faltery ego register, love-struck, dewy-eyed, like a Motown singer, the disco strings and electronic keys melodies up the yearning retro feel. Sucker Free riffs on last year's Lucy and Hey Now remix, that guy threading talkbox vocals, groovy synths, and a bouncy drums into a breezy rider jam. This is what Eastside Hawthorne, Ride Down El Segundo to PH shit, Tyler says at the top of the song, setting the easygoing vibe. The period cosplay isn't an immersive and full-fledged words Tyler conjured on a previous records, but he's great master of ceremonies. Tyler's been all in on California signifiers since the pop out, the West Coast Jamboree, where he got the loudest reception. Yeah, that was fucking phenomenal, by the way. He fucking killed that fucking performance. I think that reminded people just how popular he was, because obviously that's a Kendrick show, and obviously Kendrick's the main fucking attraction, but the reception that he got when he came out for that pop out, I think surprised people. Like, oh shit, this guy is actually the guy. Like, he might be actually the king of the West, really slyly. Obviously Kendrick, you know, is doing his thing, but when you think about the output, when you think about the appeal, when you think about the breadth of work, the discography, the record, like the hits, like he might be that guy. A toolbox that feature the Zap and Parliament records have become a backbone of G-Funk appears on Sucker Free. There were sounds like Too Short, Biatch ad-libs on the title track. Tyler's frequent use of weird to describe dudes was weary of, even as he's doing deeply Tyler things like recruiting Yebba for a track that smears Crime Mob's Crank, classic Knuck If You Buck over an airy Simpson shuffling breakbeats. His home state feels kind top of mind. 6 nights at crypto shit I should have did so far, he says on Tweaking, the former venue where the Lakers play. The latter is where Beyonce and Taylor Swift perform. Despite his big tent and low stakes, Don't Tap That Glass is a record only Tyler could make. Retro but nostalgic, tender but steely, jangly yet sleek. I fucked her, says here the quote, her friend, her nigger, and his bitch, she raps at one point. humored by his location in the center of a web of deceit. He's the mastermind and the visible presence of the dynamic he sets to find in the dance floor as well. Sometimes crowds make to great hiding spots. Yeah, big up Tyler, man. He fucking killed it. Again, I'm very impressed at the output. I'm very impressed at the work rate. I'm very impressed at the creativity, considering that he's currently on the fucking world tour. He fucking killed it. I didn't really expect Tyler to make a dance record, but I guess it makes sense in terms of what's going on now in culture. There's obviously that record that fucking Tame Impala put out as well, house music influence that people are raving over. There's obviously a shift towards those type of live lived experiences, getting away from your phone. Clubs all over the places are implementing no phones policies on dance floors. Clubs that I go to that I'm kind of obsessed with, like Berghain and Fold, where they cover your phone camera and encourage you to really dance and have a good time there. Those are going up and up, and people are loving more and more. So it's no surprise. It's no surprise that he's kind of steering in this direction, because he's feeling what's going on currently culturally, and he's obviously responding to it and making his mark on that regard as well. So big up Tyler, the Creator. The album's fucking smacking. I recommend you check it out. My favorite record, as I mentioned before, is definitely I'll Take Care of You. He absolutely kills it. Yeah, but absolutely kills it as well. I've had that record on fucking repeat, and I do hope that he comes to London and does a live performance of it in the street somewhere that I can kind of enjoy as well and take part in, because that'll be fucking sick. Big up Tyler, the Creator. Big up Blood Clot Tyler, the Creator.